Hi, how's it going? It's Lenny. I'm making this video here. I really wanted to make this video on the song Ghost Town by the band The Specials. I think it's like an 80s song, and you'll probably have heard it. But the reason I'm making this video about this song in particular, anyway, is the band that I'm playing called DUNCECAP. We got asked to play a Halloween gig very soon, which I'm very excited for. And I thought it would be very fun if we learned the song Ghost Town by The Specials, thinking it would be quite an easy song. And trying to play it yesterday, realizing, oh, actually, there's a lot more to the song than I initially thought there was. So today, I completed a little essay that I needed to get handed in, and then I was like, okay, let's have a little look at this song, listening over and over, and I stumbled across a couple of really good resources to learn this song, namely a really good YouTube video by a guy called Simply Guitar with Greg. It got published last year. Just a tab on how to kind of play like the guitar that you hear kind of in the track. So it's pretty much like spot on if you were to listen to them back to back. And also a really interesting kind of chord walkthrough, or whatever you would call it, on Ultimate Guitar, which is a tried and true, full of really fantastic interpretations of things. And there was this really fantastic interpretation of this song, Ghost Town by The Specials, by a person who, or sorry, the author goes by the name Clumsy. If you look up Ghost Town chords by The Specials on Ultimate Guitar, it'll pop up. I'll be sure to put a little link to it. But yeah, there's about 22 chords on it, and just for fun, I was like, you know what, we'll give it a little playthrough and try and learn all the chords that are on this version. I don't think the intro chords are the most accurate. They're kind of diminished ones, but on this it's a C diminished, which I guess could work, especially because you're on that C. But the YouTube video that I mentioned, I think that's a bit more accurate. You're actually on, I think that's like a G flat diminished 7. So instead of starting all the way down there on the first fret, gotta keep on there, but that's just relative to standard. So that's like 0. So that didn't sound right, but up there, that kind of G flat diminish. And already that's just, as a guitar player, I really recommend just having a little listen through the song, and just listening to all of the harmony, because it is just really interesting. But already right at the start of the song, you've got that kind of drum build up. It just kind of comes in because it's like dub, so well, it's dub production, but it comes in and you have that really intense diminished walk up, and then that wants to kind of go to the E flat, which is in your first chord, like your first proper chord of the song that it's chipping away on, which is your C minor. It's looking like a ghost town, and then there's your relative major there, so it's like a G, or you can add in the ninth there. But it's just kind of instrumental at the start, so. And then that bit's really cool too. So if you listen to the horn arrangement, and kind of contextualize it with the harmony, it goes over to like a D, and then back to this. Dun, dun. Now there's a suspended chord there really as well, and they're really, the thing that I really like about this is that kind of harmonic minor melody that's getting played on it sounds like a synth, or it could be like a woodwind instrument with the da, do, 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 do. It's really, really easy to get something like that and, you know, put a melody into a song, and straight away it just kind of sounds quite corny. But the reason it doesn't, and this is just my personal opinion, is because the 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 brass that follows up on that, like the I don't know what instrument it is. Maybe it's like a trombone, but bum ba bum 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 boom, and there's almost like a slide that rubs on that kind of suspended chord, boom, and that's just so like harmonically very rich sounding. So instantly you're like, oh wow, this is great, and the second half of that introduction. Now this bit's really cool. So it's like a B flat minor 6, and it's like, isn't that just the most interesting sounding chord? It wants to go somewhere, and it does. It's like, and it wants to go to a B flat minor, and then we're going back to like a suspended chord again, like we're up here, but and now this is the most Batman sounding thing ever, or like Radiohead, I suppose you could say. So like, yeah, it goes from this B flat minor 6, and that's, you know, there's so much happening at the start, and there's not even any kind of lyrics or anything. It's just great. And when the first verse it's just kind of, and then it does go back to that bands won't play no more, too much fighting on the dance floor. Now it goes into the first kind of chanting bit. This is the other interesting thing about the song, is it doesn't really have like a typical kind of verse, pre-chorus, chorus, or verse, chorus. It kind of changes each time. So it does go into this interlude bit, which is just like a chant. The da. Now this was really cool too. The da 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 da. So we're on that C minor, da 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 da, and we are walking down, da 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 da. But that's kind of a guitarist way of playing it. This is why I recommend having a look at the Ghost Town chords that I've referenced at the start. I will put up the links in the description of this video. If you try and follow the actual chord diagrams that pop up above the lyrics, there is a legend on here with the chords too that the authors put in right at the bottom. The chords on there are actually much easier to play, but I felt like giving myself a challenge and trying to learn the chords off of this, and it's a really, you know, it's really fun because you end up putting your fingertips in really strange places to get the chords to go. Anyhow, your C minor, and then you go to a C major 7. But the way that it is on the Ultimate Guitar website is, and to me that's also really beautiful sounding. C minor major 7. So it's a minor major chord. So that's even more unexpected. A minor major chord, kind of like in Sugar Man by Rodriguez. Sugar Man, running down. What a great sounding chord. There's so much clashing there that you have to resolve it, and then you resolve it to a C minor 7, which is, you know, a great way to spice up a minor chord. Just get rid of that pinky, you know. So yeah, it's very waltzy. Now you go into your C minor 6. Come on, that's pretty cool. Da 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 da. And that's a kind of a B flat 7. That's a bit tricky to play. Yeah, I do recommend just trying to stick with it, learn the chords on this version. It's really fun. Yeah. So I kind of gone through that, and then that kind of just repeats again, to be honest, until you get to the break, which I'm about to get to. But before I get to that, well, actually, you know what? The break is the kind of just a bit I wanted to go over. So and that's just the intro. The thing that plays is the intro again. The whole thing with the diminished stuff going on, and you know, if you are like me and listen to like a lot of metal music growing up, when you're trying to learn guitar, like you'll like know a lot of kind of 80s kind of stuff. You'll know a lot of that stuff under your fingertips. But the really interesting thing is in this song is the relationship with all the minor chords. I've learned so much from this song. I've learned so much from learning this song with guitar than I have learning any other song in quite a good while. I mostly play stuff in a major key, and this kind of unlocked a lot of stuff for me personally, a lot of light bulb moments. I've been learning like some Jimmy Herring stuff, Aquarium, Rescue Unit, and like fusion stuff, and learning this song from 1981. It's not even a fusion song. It's a ska song, and I guess you could say it's like, excuse the sirens. You could say it is. Oh, it's quite loud. You could say it's almost on the territory of pop, because you're guaranteed to probably know that. Like you'll have seen it in something, but there's so much in here. There's so much like jazzy stuff that happens in the song, and as a guitar player, you choose to learn the song because you probably already know the song. A lot of stuff will just click. Like, so the diminished stuff I'm talking about. So that G flat, I'm just gonna double check that it's a G flat. Yeah, the G flat diminished 7 there. I'm an enthusiast, I'm not a teacher yet, but that G flat diminished. Now, as I said, that wants to resolve on that E flat there, so that you can get to that C minor. But if we drop this G flat diminished and we drop it down a fret, it's almost like, now I don't know the theory, but it's like a relative to the major chord that we're playing, the G major, so the da da dum da boom 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 boom, and this is a relative to that. So I guess where I'm going with that is, if you're writing a song and you need somewhere to go, somewhere dramatic, and let's take that G and we'll move it up to A. Yeah. We'll move it up to an A. You can go to that diminished, which is just there. And the really, 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 really cool thing about diminished that gets you kind of moving about the fretboard a lot is that diminished shape that you've got. If you move that up 4 frets, it's like instant SpongeBob. But all those things, if they fit with this chord, sorry. It all fits together, so suddenly you now have all these other places on the fretboard to go, and if you do need that kind of dramatic place to go to, it's right there. And of course you've got excuse me, from that diminished chord back over to that major, you can do a diminished kind of walk up. So that's like get your root note of that chord, and then you want to go half tone, whole tone, half tone, and then on the next string you're basically just going to fret up from that. So it's like diagonal, almost like a staircase. It makes a horrible sound, But in that horrible sound, there's loads of places you can go. So, and then if you're on the beanie, you gotta go 2 up, just because of how the guitar is as an instrument. I'm not really playing that well, but and then you can just kind of solve it back there. So like instantly, there's so much to go from. But yeah, so there, you know. It's cool, isn't it? It's like. So there's like a lot of jazz kind of stuff there that you can just kind of unlock by messing about with that. And I'm gonna have so much fun messing around with that. And I would only kind of figure that out by listening to this song as much as I've been listening to it today. I was doing an essay today on discussing whether or not the invention of print was a revolution. Anyway, it was good fun. It's good fun. A little bit stressful, but good fun. But I was listening to that song all day today, and it's great. And yeah, that's really interesting. So I'm kind of returning back to the actual song now. Once you go through that interlude again, now it goes to a really interesting device, which is in the bridge, which kind of sounds like I don't know, like a old school kind of Bud Lindsey kind of thing. It's like as a kind of to the F sharp major. So that's what is that there? That's D flat major with a kind of like a suspension at the top there. And I'm just kind of hopping the bass bar. And there's like I think it's like a trombone playing that. And now this bit's cool. It's a G major with a 9th in there, so it's like a G, and then you're playing the first on the high E there, and then it just goes back into the da 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 da. It's cool. Like, how does it go from do you remember the good old days of the ghost town? I kind of fiddled that up a bit, but that's really interesting. Like, that's how do you bridge those two things together? Or even more of a better question is, how do you go from that interlude and then you go into this really cheery bit, and in the context of this song, it's kind of just like a reflection of like, you know, like kind of the early stages of Thatcherite Britain. It's really eerie, you know. It's really, really spooky. So it never really comes across as like, you know, super cheesy. Or maybe I'm just looking into it too much, but then you're just going into that G major with the 9th, back into the and the other cool thing about this too is we don't play the next verse or the last verse, the second and last verse of this song. Like, you play the first verse, you basically play what you're playing in the intro, like I was playing there, for the second verse. So you have that dun 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 on that suspended, except you've now got an interplay between like two of the singers in the band, where One of them's like, why must the youth fight against themselves? Government, or was it? No job to be found in this country. Yeah, really great song. Anyhow, yeah. And then even the ending, classic dub, fade out, great, fantastic. It's just like the bass and then like a sound effect, you know, of the police siren. Yeah, really, really good song. So that's kind of all the stuff that I want to talk about in this song. And I really recommend, if you've been playing guitar for a while and you're really used to playing stuff in a major key like I am, you know, like, you know, and you know, you want to get more familiar with a minor key. I've been playing guitar probably like 14 years now. I've been playing a while. You know, minor key, you know, I can play some minor chords, but now I can like play some minor chords because like I already kind of knew this song, except you know, upon listening to it properly and then trying to learn the chords, I only realized how much I didn't know this song. You know, I know what it sounds like, but you know, yeah, if you play guitar and you're used to playing major stuff, um, you know, and also as a songwriter, it's like there's a lot of stuff in this song that I think you'd benefit from really just, you know, getting into this and learning it. And yeah, just checking out specifically if you've got the time and the patience, just checking out this chord tutorial that someone has taken the time to put onto the Ultimate Guitar website, which is really cool. I think that's amazing. So thanks very much to the author who submitted this. I don't know when they posted this. I'm trying to find out. 2011. So there you go. It's been up here for a while, but give this a little go and just really listen to all the chords. And if you're up for a challenge, try and play it how the website is trying to tell you to play it, just for fun. If not, have a look at the legend at the bottom. The chords are much easier on there. If you're wanting to play it like the song, I would recommend checking out that YouTube tutorial by Simply Guitar with Greg, and also for the diminished chords at the start, that would be where I would trust the chords for that. Anyhow, yeah, hope you find this video useful. I know with the whole diminished stuff, yeah, wow, game changer. Also minor. Oh, that's a quick one before I go as well. That other kind of diminished sits on top of that major too, so which is, where's that? 5 on the A, 6 on the D, 5 on the G, and 6 on the B, which is the same shape but just up the next set of strings and up this way, horizontally. And then that's all kind of relative to that major chord there. Great, amazing. But mess around with that. And hopefully that was useful. I cannot wait to play this song and have a bit of fun with this. So yeah, take care.